Duxbury, you're next.
Ooh, let me see here.
Yeah.
I'll do a screen share.
There it is.
You got it?
We see a plate that's made of three colors of wood.
Yeah, this is a technique. I wrote an article in Woodturning magazine in England. And this is a technique I use to make spindles and all kinds of things. It's kind of neat. This is about 3 different kinds of wood. Wenge, maple, and what is that? Purple heart and cherry. So there's 4 kinds. Anyway, there's a side view of it.
Now it makes sense. I see what you did.
This is a neat way of doing things. I don't have time to get into the article, but
you got 5 minutes. Go for it.
This is the other side of it. Bottom.
Okay, it's good.
Anyway, you can do all kinds of things with this. I'll have to stop share and bring another one up. Wait a minute. You think I know how to do this, don't you? Like I said, this is in Woodturning magazine, issue 365, I think, the latest issue. I was making kaleidoscopes, and I made a cradle. Usually I made the ends out of one color of wood, and the spindle out of another color. Well, I ran out of the other color. So I glued 2 pieces together, and I thought, well, that's kind of neat. You glue 2 pieces together. If you turn that around, you got a light side and a dark side, but that's not very interesting. So I cut them corner to corner, and you take this piece and glue it onto that side. This is this piece, and this is the other piece. So when you glue it together like that, you get a spindle with a stripe through it, okay?
Wonderful.
You got that?
Yeah.
Here's you glue it together. This is kind of neat. I wanted a square blank, 1 13/16. I had a piece of wood. I don't know what size this is, but if you ever got supposing this was 5 pieces of wood, all little strips, and you wanted to make a piece 1 13/16, you put 1 13/16 right there on the edge of the wood, and you read off on the other side, you need a 3/4 inch piece here to make that. Rulers are pretty smart. You don't have to add anything, you know. And not only that, when you get all done, it's right. Get that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 2 pieces of wood with a line on them. I cut them corner to corner. This is cut corner to corner. This is where you take this piece and you glue it onto this side.
So you don't even have to flatten that bandsaw cut. It doesn't matter.
You don't, no, that goes outside. That's why you do this, because the bandsaw cut is a terrible cut, usually. This is how I square the corner. When you end up with this, you got an end on here that's not square. You don't have to do that if you're making spindles. You put in your bandsaw and you go to the closest side and nick it, and then you roll it 90 degrees and cut it square. Okay?
Nice.
Then you put it between centers and turn it around. And then you finish the end. Magazines don't want to know a technique. They want to know a project. So I had to make a project out of this. This is a bud vase. So I finished the end. Then I drilled the end to fit a little vial. Once I've got a turn blank with a hole in the end of it, I need a drive. And I make all kinds of these drives and I save them. This one just happens to be, I think it was a 5/8 hole in there. This is a number 2 Morris turned out of wood. And you keep these in your drawer. This is where, see, I even wrote on here, bud vase, so I know what it's for later. But this is a 2-section. You can use it for 2 different things. This is another one. But anyway, I'm going to use this one, stick it in the end. I stick that in the lathe, put it over the drilled hole, put the tailstock on the other, lay it out, turn it round, put some burn marks on it, and finish the end. When you finish the end, you end up with this little nub right in the middle. A lot of people use chisels or try to hold on to it and do whatever. I use that little vibrator saw, and it trims it right off. Just beautiful. There's no nick in the bottom or pull the wood out. It just trims it right out. Then I sand the bottom, kind of a hamburger shot in it. Anyway, if you made these plain, this is what they'd look like. When you take the same thing in almost the same amount of time, you can make something of interest. This also works for spindles. It's easy, real easy now to make two that are like. You can make two that are opposite. You just turn one 180 degrees. This is a table leg made with the bird cage goes on top of here. There's a picture of the bird. But all four of these legs are identical. And that looks like it's really hard to do, but it really isn't. And not only that, it can save you some wood too. The only problem with it is when you look at the end view of it, those legs look crooked. And they are not crooked. They've had a framing square on them dozens of times, but people would swear those legs are crooked. By doing the same kind of technique supposing you had a 10 by 10 piece, 1.5 inches thick, all made out of different woods. If you set them on edge and cut them corner to corner, you can actually do the striping in the blank. And then this is turned kind of ringmaster style. There's another one, kind of ringmaster style turned. Anyway, you can go nuts doing this. Well, this is 2 layers. This is Wengi and maple, but you can see it's not mitered. It's kind of hard. Anyway, no end to the fun. And the same technique was used on that other bowl that I showed. That was about 2 inches thick or more than that, but that was just turned into a bowl blank.
They make great pepper mills, that technique. That look neat. The earlier one.
You can do all kinds of things with this, yeah. Gotcha.
Very good. Let's go back to the gallery view. Any questions for Dux before we wrap it up? Very nice technique. I'm glad to see that. I didn't know about that at all.
Wood shop. Thank God for wood.